So I think the difference between the regular yoga and fertility yoga primarily stands in the difference with the body part or the area where you're trying to practice yoga. So with fertility yoga, you will see that there are a lot of restorative poses and there are a lot of abdominal area poses that are involved. Now the primary reason for why there are a lot of abdominal poses that are involved or restorative poses that are involved in fertility yoga or in the yoga which is basically for PCOS is because your ovaries are basically sitting right above your abdominal area, you need to understand that for good hormonal balance of your hormones, reproductive hormones especially, you don't have to give a lot of fat, or you don't have to actually put a lot of stress on those ovaries, right? So like androgens and the production of androgens gets balanced or regulated once you start doing abdominal area poses or restorative poses during your fertility time. So you could do, let's say, Baddha Konasana, you could do a bridge pose, you could do a, which is also called the Setu Bandhasana, you could do Vipreet Karni, you could do a shoulder stand, or you could just simply, if you're someone who's having difficulty doing a shoulder stand, then you can actually just, put your legs like this against the wall and your body on the ground. So basically the reverse circulation happens, the abdominal fat gets reduced, all the restorative poses, so like touching your hands on the feet, and anything basically which involves your tummy and restoration will be helpful for you, like a cobra pose, let's say. So all these poses will be helpful because it's going to reduce the abdominal fat and help regulate the hormones which are responsible for your reproductivity. So that's what all the exercises that are involved in reproductive or the fertility yoga. But having said that, we've observed and we've seen over a period of time that just not restrict yourself to fertility yoga. You should actually do a holistic yoga because a lot happens because of the breath, right? So if you are someone who's doing pranayama, if you are someone who's doing anulom vilom, this is important for your body because the oxygenation of every cell of the body is going to happen when you're going to do regular yoga also. So do a lot of breathing exercises. They might not be visibly doing the kind of fat loss that is expected, but in retrospect you will see that this really helps you remove the stress. This really helps for the oxygen to reach every cell of the body and help you in ways that you would not even imagine. So for everyone who's trying to conceive, stress is actually the number one inhibitor in your infertility. So try to do a lot of breathing exercises, try to relax your body, try to do a lot of restorative poses, just try yoga in general, the regular yoga I mean, and you can probably do some fertility exercises too, say 2 or 3 times a week, because focused area reduction in your body is never a good idea. You should actually do holistic exercises, and of course you can do fertility yoga. And for every woman who's trying to lose weight and then try to conceive or is in the process of pregnancy, they should definitely do an administered way of yoga, because not all poses that you see on the internet might suit your body while you're pregnant. It's important that you do it under someone's guidance, someone who can make you teach the right and the correct way to practice yoga. Thank you so much.